Heyo everybody, Haku here with my 91 Days Episode 9 review. And this one was called Blackest and Deepest Desires? So, yeah, that title really... I don't know if that title really had much to do with the actual episode, but getting way ahead of myself. So this episode was really, really good. Maybe not as good as the past three, because I've given perfect scores to the past three episodes. But it was still really, really freaking good, like near perfect. Starting out at the beginning, we see Corteo walking with a mission, and he gets caught. We see Angelo getting a phone call. We find out that Nero's men have Corteo. We have Gonzo beating the crap out of Corteo, and Nero saying, I need Corteo dead. So lots of strain and stress there for Angelo because of Corteo being in trouble. He still cares about him. They're still friends. And this is not going according to his plan, And then from there, I think, it was really cool how just the effect it had on Angelo. He was fuming, he's all pissed, goes back to his place. Chirado actually shows up and meets him to talk about what happened. And while all that's going on, Angelo just walks out. He infiltrates because he realizes something, sort of. And he infiltrates the Venetti compound, and we see Gonzo crap, I've been shot. And Corteo escaped, and from that moment I put it together, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that it was predictable, because if you watch a show well enough, and the foreshadowing and build-up is coherent enough, you should be able to, if you do predict something I don't know, it's not bad, it's good. It shows that all of their stuff that they lined up all matched up right. So, pretty much as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, that's why he stopped the one dude from the Orcos from strangling Corteo earlier. That's why he took it upon himself to beat him. And I was like, how'd Corteo get a gun? It's obvious that Gonzo set this whole thing up and let Corteo escape, or took him somewhere else. So I kind of got where this was going as soon as that happened. So the Venettis then lock down the city to prevent Corteo's escape. We see that Barbaro tells Nero that he's a little bit weary of Angelo because of how close he and Corteo are, their childhood friends and all that, and Angelo's covered for him before. So Barbaro rightfully skeptical of Angelo's loyalty here. But Angelo actually gets a phone call from the person from Corteo, and somebody has him and they want Nero dead by tomorrow. And Corteo knows who the one who sent the letter was, but before he can tell him, the phone hangs up. So from there, we can assume the person who wrote the letter, Gonzo, obviously had Corteo. So again, that was pretty lined up. It wasn't a huge shock and twist. So then moving on from there, we get this big meeting with Don Vincent, and the music, the scene was so good, and he gives over the reins to the family to Nero, makes Nero the new Don Venetti. And starting off with that, Nero is like, alright, I need Angelo to go take some Lawless Heaven to the Don Galassia and the Galassia family in Chicago, so that me and Barbaro can oversee the finishing processes when it comes to the playhouse being built. And also that scene was really tense and good, but also interesting from there, we get a sort of dinner drinking scene with Nero, Tigre, and Angelo, and it's interesting seeing how Angelo sort of info mining. He's just sort of laying hints, trying to get some info out of him. We find out more about Del Toro, the silent dude who just never says anything and is always around Vincent. We find out that he was in the war, he got messed up there, he was in jail and all that. So Angelo's like, he wasn't the man that was with you that night, was he? And Nero, confirmation, Del Toro was not the fourth man, he's not the dude who wrote the letter. Also, it was interesting before he left where Angelo discusses the first job with him. He's like, could you have, could you shoot that boy now and stuff. That was really good, because we find out that Nero's like, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't bring myself to shoot any of that family, and I feel like my dad's always looked down on me for it. So again, interesting Nero development, and I really like both characters and their relationship, so it's going to be sad to see whatever happens between Nero and Angelo when the show comes to a close. Yeah, either way, it's going to be pretty tragic, probably. And from there, we end off the episode with Angelo going to see Gonzo, and he's like, I know you're the one that wrote the letter, and that's where we ended. So I could see the Gonzo thing coming as soon as he set up the Corteo escape. But still, it was still good. It still gives your fans the feeling of, oh, is it really Gonzo? Did he really set this up? It makes them think, and then when you give them that reveal, it gives you that vindication, like, oh yeah, it was right. So really good feelings watching this one. Really intense, though not as good or intense as the past three, but compared to any other show, this was like completely amazing. So yeah, I guess that's it. Is it? Yeah, I did think, honestly, I think it was a little bit slower than normal as well. But again, I don't think the slow pacing is necessarily bad, because you can certainly be too fast-paced. So I think this was good overall. Near perfect, but not quite there. About a point off, so I'm giving it 9 power leadership changes out of 10. 9 out of 10. It was pretty damn good. And that's it. So, if you did like this video, sorry it was pretty quick. Comment down there, tell me what you thought of this episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more 91 Days Fukigen to Mononoke and One Piece and a bunch more. Follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there on things for the channel, and that is it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.